Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessie Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too. Because booze!
Hey!
What up, Doc?
Welcome back to Booze and Glues. This is Tab.
This is Jesse.
And
That's Brad.
Hello.
There he is. And we're crafting. And
Some shit.
yes, it's that time of year. It's the annual Christmas card make.
We've got hot cocoa.
Because it's required. It's a tradition now.
Duh.
I made dairy-free hot cocoa. No one's even complaining.
I figured that's what it was when you were also pouring yourself the same batch.
It's pretty good, huh?
What did you make it with?
Cashew milk.
Cool.
And I got some different cocoa mixes called drinking cocoa. So it's like cocoa, probably with some sugar is all. Because like standard hot chocolate
It
mix.
has dairy.
Yeah, all kinds of milk in it. And I was very excited to find out last week that there are whipped cream substitutes now. They weren't around last holidays. They are around this holidays. There's almond milk and coconut milk. I got coconut milk. I love it. Love it. So I get to be cool and have whipped cream and sprinkles with the big kids. Yeah, so we're going to make our Christmas cards. Jesse's got a plan.
I got a plan, but it's not coming together yet.
I've got a hot mess is what I have.
But it's cute.
I don't know if it is.
I'm a fan.
So tonight, Jesse, you're working on...
I'm going to address mine because I still have to... So what I'm doing, I'll explain it just for fun. Funsies. So I am cutting... Oh, cricket. I'm typing cricket. I'm cutting joy out of the front.
Of all the cards?
Of all the cards.
Out of it.
Yes.
Oh,
And
that
then-
is intense.
And then I'm putting the...
That's like 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said 50 was my max. And then I'm going to put our picture behind it. And I lined it up on the cricket. And our little kissy faces are going to be right inside the O.
Oh, how sweet.
So we're using a picture from the wedding.
That's great.
That was our biggest deal this year. So,
I love it.
yeah,
That's super fun.
it's going to be great.
And you have cute little sayings to stamp
It
inside.
says party like Santa's not watching.
Which I love. And a tiny paw print for your
And a
pets.
tiny paw print so I can sign from Torpedo and Greg.
Which, yeah, I think that is super cute. I want to do that.
So this is what the joy will look like.
Okay. A standard joy.
Standard, yep.
I like it.
So it's gonna be great.
My great idea
It is a great idea.
when I
Stop
was...
laughing.
I don't know, man. I was so tired and it was like super late. I think maybe 2:30 in the morning. And I was trying to figure out what I was doing. And I was like, I got to get this stuff ordered on Amazon Prime. So I was just Googling away at things and came up with, I saw these little cards that they're like place card size though, which I thought they were a little bigger than that. I'm not.
That must be what they are, huh?
Yeah. I'm not good at measuring things or like guessing.
Yeah. You
Like-
told me a couple inches. I'm like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. So online, when I read them, they gave the dimension of the full thing unfolded. And I was like, that seems fine. And then when I got them, I realized they were half of that. But But they're really cute. They're little like deer antler heads like poking out of the top of a card. So I thought I was going to just do something really simple. Put a little deer face on there. I don't know why I thought I could draw that.
Okay, I don't know why you think you can't.
Oh, it looks terrible. You guys?
It looks very cute.
Somewhere back here in my photos, while I was like half asleep, and I literally fell asleep in the middle of ordering these things and like woke back up and then hit purchase. I had done a bunch of like snapshots, and apparently my inspiration was like this deer makeup trend. I don't know why. I saw I think I opened my email and there was like Pinterest board, email, and there's like different boards, and something came up and it was like deer makeup, and that gave me an idea like, oh, I could do that for my Christmas cards. So I took a bunch of like screenshots. So I was trying to find here, see?
Cute.
So I was trying to find something. Maybe I can, if I have some more inspiration, I can draw off of that. I don't know. It'll be interesting. And if all else fails, I found a really cute template for embossing and a little stamp set that matched it at Michael's, and I got it on sale for $2.50. So we'll just do that. I don't know.
This might have been $2.50. I think it was on the sale.
Okay, well, I won't be mad about a $2.50 stamp pad then. But I was mad about a $5 one when I have all the stamps. All of them.
I also got washi tape just so I could reflect on the last year.
Why? Did you seriously buy washi tape? Are you going to use it to seal your envelopes?
Yeah.
That is the cutest idea.
I'm just still going to seal them like normal and then just put a little piece of washi tape.
Oh, can I steal that idea?
Yeah, totes.
Do you know how much washi tape I have?
I know you.
I can't. I'm like, why did you buy washi tape?
Well,
I
know,
have
but
millions of rolls. Not quite.
I don't like to be unprepared.
Yeah.
I just got one card addressed. Just done.
Boom.
Great.
Oh, that reminds me. I have a favor to ask you.
What's that?
I would like you to address an envelope for me, too, actually. So, I don't know if we should get real depressing and talk about the horrific week it's been.
I was like, are we going to talk about that, or are we going to
I think
not ignore it? But.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to dwell on it too much because it's been really a rough week, and probably not focusing on it for a night would be good for everyone's mental health. But the reason I want you to address these envelopes, well, not really address them, I just want you to write on them for me. Lunch is on us, and then I'm going to, because all the gals in my office are buying gift cards to like different lunch places and stuff.
Okay.
Because a couple of my coworkers and friends lost their homes in the horrible fire in Paradise this week. So we were just trying to get together like different little stuff so that, because if you try to like buy somebody lunch all the time, like they're like, no, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that and stuff. And so we kind of thought if we just gave them the gift cards, then they would be able to just go get lunch and
not have to feel like
yeah. And everybody in our company has been amazing and like reached out and done awesome stuff for them. But so we were just trying to think of like what are kind of some of the everyday struggles that they're gonna have. Like they literally like can't make themselves lunch, So that was just one kind of little thing that I thought, well, we could, alleviate that for a little bit. So I thought that would be nice to just give it to them in a cute envelope, and we're not gonna like really put anything else or who it's from or whatever, and we're just gonna like leave them for them. So
that's nice.
Yeah. But it's been a rough week for sure.
Yeah, we had one person that like lived in that area, and actually she found out that her house is still there.
Oh wow, really?
She's in Concow, and so she was like right by where it started. And and so she had like woken up. She saw like a smoke cloud like past the orchard, like that's near her house or whatever. She's like, we have fires there like all the time, so I wasn't panicked.
Right.
And but she's like, I still called and said, like, I saw a fire, and they said, like, yeah, somebody's already called, like, thanks. Didn't tell her, like, to worry yet.
Right.
I mean, it was like at 6:30,
Well, and
6:40.
yeah,
or
when they're
something. It was,
initially getting reports of it, they don't know how big it is.
Right.
They don't know, you know.
And then she's like, I went
Never mind the
inside.
fact that we were in red flag warnings, high winds.
Right.
Haven't had rain in 200 days, you know.
Yeah. So, but she's like, I still went inside. I, like, woke up my parents and stuff. She's like, I wasn't worried. And she's like, then, like, 10 or 15 minutes later, I looked outside, and it was in my front yard.
Oh my god.
And so they've lost a house to fire before.
Oh my god.
So she's
Up
like,
there in that area?
I think so.
Oh.
So she's like, here it goes again. And I think it was the same place. I think they built new on top of it because she said, like, I asked her when she said that her house was still around. I was like, I'm just curious. Like, did you guys put in effort, like, to create a defensible space? Like, is that something that you guys were, like, really attempting? Because, like, I'm curious how many
Right.
people's houses were around that they, like, worked for that.
Right.
So, and she's like, well, she's like, we did kind of, she's like, but a lot of our defensible space was that it all burned however many years ago or whatever. So there wasn't as many trees.
A lot of brush.
There wasn't as much, like, overgrowth and stuff like that. So,
Wow.
but yeah, so she's like, she's like, I'm, like, glad it's there, but she's like, I'm also kind of, like, angry. She's like, I don't know why me when all these other people, like, lost their house. I'm
Right.
like, it's not like you're not gonna have to deal with crap. I'm sure you got tons of smoke damage.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a long time before there's power and water that's potable and everything else. I mean, yeah, but there is that, like, survivor's guilt stuff,
Yeah.
you know, that you just think, oh, how come?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know other people whose houses, you know, they thought for sure they were gone and then they found out they were still standing, and it's the same thing. I mean, there's literally,
Yeah, it's hard to be excited.
yeah, and there's literally an entire neighborhood gone and your house standing in the middle of it, and yeah, it's crazy to wrap your mind around.
Well, and then part of me would kind of be like,
Do you
got
want to
all-
live there again?
well, that, and I mean, this seems really silly, but, like, my brain goes to this, like, all these people are getting all these brand new homes around you, and you're gonna have your old home, which is great because you have all your stuff.
Yeah.
But still just weird. Just all the weird. There's, like, angles. All these millions of angles.
My my good friend Justin, his house, we just assumed it was gone because there were two news
Most people's are.
Yeah, well, because of there was two news reporters that did it on his street, showing just, you know, the carnage is just wrecking through that neighborhood.
Right.
And she was showing across the street. One house was just perfectly fine, normal. The one, like, the next two or three on, like, the right hand side of it all burnt all the way down. And it's like, that's so weird that just the one stand. And luckily, at that point, I actually saw in the background of her interview that my friend's house was still standing.
Right.
It just burned the back fence in his truck, but
It's just wild.
whatever.
Yeah, my brother was up there working because, you know, they have concerns about looting and all that stuff. And so he's been up there working the, like, already burned, evacuated areas. And they went by what was, like, a friend of his in-laws. And he said that, you know, they can see, like, where in their bedroom there's this hunk of warped metal that used to be a shotgun. Like,
Oh my gosh.
just, he's like, it's unrecognizable. And then, like, 50 feet away, he said there was a plastic flamingo still standing in the backyard. Like a pink plastic flamingo.
How weird.
It's just the craziest thing. It's like literally watching the wind. You know, it's like
Right.
you can actually see the wind because of, like, where it was and then how it just turned around things, and it's just totally bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's obviously every day finding out more and more people didn't make it out, and
Yeah, it seems like almost 10 a day.
Yeah, and
like on average, it's been about
all the animals and everything. It's
Well, and there's a list of 600 people that are missing.
Yeah, I thought we was.
I thought we were down to 138 last night.
Then they went through all of the
shelters.
No, they went through all of the initial 911 calls that they got when everything was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And they finally took all those down.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was on the way here, actually I heard the news report, like they're like, oh yeah, and there's still 600 plus missing, and I'm like, whoa, I thought we were down to like 200 or something.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it just jumped up.
They went through all the backlogged calls.
Oh my gosh.
Which those might go through faster because, I mean, like, it was all the initial calls. So it's people that may have now found those people.
Right.
But, I mean, that's my hope at least.
Yeah.
Or duplicate calls and things like that.
Well, no, they're making sure the list isn't duplicated. Before they post them, I think they're like, that's what somebody's job is to like try to make sure that there's, and he's like, I still can't tell you that like somebody called and we wrote down Smith SMITH and we also wrote down SMYTH somewhere else, so it's like there could still be duplicates that we haven't caught yet or whatever. But
well, and the sheriff also said that they may never find all the people because it burned so hot that
they're just finding bone fragments.
Yeah. And doing DNA tests in order to, but I mean, that's what they're saying. There may be instances where they don't find anything, and the person just isn't recovered at all. It's crazy.
Yeah. How much do you love Sheriff Honey, though?
Oh, he's so badass.
You know how people, like, I saw someone doing all the memes that, like, that you would
I
use
follow
for
all of them. I'm
Chuck
obsessed
Norris,
with the man.
but, like, for now him.
I'm obsessed with him.
He is, like, he's so composed. He takes care of what he has to. He has the worst job by having to tell everybody every night, like, what new horrible news we have.
I mean, he's got the worst job anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
totally
even not in the middle of a crisis. Like,
but, I mean, he held it together through the whole Oroville Dam, the spillway and everything, and, like, made the call to get people out of harm's way, and I don't know. I mean, he's doing a great job.
I really like him.
And he's like so no nonsense. I didn't watch the press conference tonight.
I watch him every night.
But yesterday, somebody asked him a question and he like answered it, and as he's walking away, he kind of like shook his head like, the hell are you even asking that for?
No, I love him. He's so direct. Tonight there was one so some guy raised his hand, asked him a question. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then somebody asked a different question. Then he called on the next person. They asked the same question that one guy just asked. And he's like, excuse me. He's like, I literally just answered that question right here. He's like, sorry to be short with you, but like,
we don't have time for this.
We have a lot to get through.
Yeah.
Like, can you please listen?
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I think he's going to be the new Paul Holes.
I'm getting so sick of the reason why I hate those I usually stop at the questions because people make me so mad because they said over and over and over again, we still don't have a timeline for when you can come back. We are finding dozens of dead people a day.
Yeah. Okay? Every single night somebody goes, well, when are we going to be allowed back into access? And it's like, I understand. The people who still have their homes are like, but can't I just go get my one thing or this or that or
totally get it.
But I mean,
can we also remember that there are down power lines, there are still hot spots,
dangerous,
there are still
they need to leave road access for fire crews and emergency vehicles. I mean, they can't have people trampling all over what is essentially a crime scene. I mean, yeah, I understand being upset. I understand you're displaced. Yeah. A lot of people don't have anything to go back to. Like, have some patience.
Yeah. They're letting farmers go back in.
Get their livestock.
They're not get them, feed them, and whatever. Take care of them between, like...
certain hours.
Yeah, just during the daytime.
Certain areas.
But daytime's kind of irrelevant right now.
Monitored. I mean, it's very... It's not like people, and that's like on farmland, not like traipsing through the town.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and don't you think that as soon, like, that they're going to be super thrilled to explain to people that they can, like, come back to their houses?
yeah.
They're not going to just not tell you and be like, somebody be like, oh, when are you going to let people back? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, tomorrow.
We started yesterday.
Right, we already told everyone but you. Sorry about that.
Oh my God. It really upsets me. I'm like, I get it. Blake
And
today.
you're also like, stop harassing our dear sheriff that we love.
I love him. No, today Blake told me, he's like, I got kind of mad at somebody today. And I was like, God, what'd you do, Blake? And some lady apparently came up to him and was like, so obviously the post office was not prepared for this many people to do change of address forms, right? So they've been out for like a couple days.
Yeah.
And
Also, you can do that online.
yes. So this lady came
I mean,
up
I
to him.
realize these people don't have computers and stuff, but a smartphone, go to the library. There are other options.
Yeah. So the lady came up, was like cursing at Blake because he's like, I'm sorry, we don't have any of these. You know, Blake explained, he's like, we had no idea that this
That there were going to be
happen.
30,000 people in town in one night.
And he said, you know, you can go online. And she's like, what do you want you get? Like, I lost everything. You know, Blake's like, do you have a phone? She's like, that's not the point.
No, that's the point.
It kind of is the point. But so she kept like yelling at him. And Blake's like, I finally said, hey, this is not my fault. Like, please stop yelling at me.
Yeah.
And he said she finally like broke down. I was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, I'm sure she's going through something too. But like, yeah, at some point, no matter how overwhelmed you are or whatever, you have to like look at the other person across from you and realize that they are also a person.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, we've had a little bit of that. Like, patients coming in, and the gal that works our front desk, like the check-in, lost her house.
right.
And, you know, she took, 2 days off work and came back to work. And we've had so many patients coming in and looking at her and going like, ugh, you have no idea. They have no idea who they're talking to or what her situation is. Just because she's sitting there smiling at you and trying to be helpful doesn't, people have been I'm just like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel awful about it. But I mean, she's also not going to every single person go, no, I lost my house too. I do know, I mean, you can't live that.
People are going through, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Cannot even
And
imagine.
I mean, tensions are high, emotions are high. There's this excess of people in town. So, like, literally
So
everything is
much.
clogged.
Except for my drive to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the summer. All the college students are gone.
Well, I was going to
Nobody's
say.
going to school.
Yeah, nobody's in school.
It's like butter getting to work. Not going to lie, I kind of enjoy it.
But have you gone anywhere else?
I don't go anywhere else.
Oh, my gosh. It's insane.
Crazy.
I did go to Michael's, but...
Every single store, every intersection, everything. I mean, this town just isn't made for another 30,000 people. And so,
even though we're probably going to adopt a lot of them because they're not going to want to go back
Yeah,
up
that
there.
housing market, from what I hear, like,
it's crazy.
they're just buying every house up.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
I'm like,
There's
no, I was waiting for the
nothing.
crash to happen so I can afford a house.
Yeah, there's no crash happening right now.
Yeah.
No, not here. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people, everybody in Chico kind of rushed to aid. And so everyone's been like working nonstop. Meanwhile, there were parts of Chico that were under evacuation and threat of fire here too. And so I think
It was so close in parts.
it was scary.
I mean, we lost one house, not technically in Chico.
Yeah.
Lost a house in Stilson Canyon.
Yeah. I just think that, everyone like is probably in basically a state of PTSD,
Yeah.
and exhausted and can't, hasn't had nearly enough sleep, is doing all these things to
Right.
try to help other people, and so like everyone is just like raw right now, So like anywhere you go and anything you do, it's just kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Did you guys pack up?
Yes.
I did pack a little thing. You know what? It was actually, I mean, kind of nice is really not the
No,
right
I
word.
know what you're saying, though. I walked around my house and I realized how much shit I don't care about.
Yeah, I asked Blake.
Can live without it, can live without it,
Yeah.
can live without it.
Because he was going to bed, right? Because he works really early. And I'm like, well, I'm going to, like, just pack us something little, like, just in case. Because I have the time. There's no point not to. It would have... Some real crazy shit would have had to happen for it to get all the way to Blake and I's house.
Yeah. We were about a mile away from evacuation.
Right.
So I was, and all that was between us and that is Upper Park, which would
Right.
just like a match,
Yeah.
like gone. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to pack stuff.
Right. So it was like a long shot. But I was like, I'm just going to be prepared just in case.
But you don't want to think it's not going to happen,
Right.
Because how many people in the last couple years have thought, oh, it's never gonna jump the river and get into Reading.
Right.
It's never gonna get all the way through Santa Rosa. It's never gonna.
Right.
It happens
yeah.
now.
But yeah, so it was nice. I was just like, was like, Blake, do you have anything that, like, if our house was gone tomorrow, that you would really miss? And he's like, I mean, the dog and the laptop. I'm like, okay, those are the first 2 of 3 things that I would pack right away. The dog, the cat, and my computer.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so not the obvious stuff. I'm like, is there something I wouldn't think of?
Right.
That is like, for some reason, has really a lot of meaning to you. I'm like, do you want your golf clubs? Like, and he's like, no, they're really old. Like, okay, I can get new ones.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of like, we just didn't have that much. I packed one bag with like 2 outfits for each of us.
Yeah. So
Packed stuff for the dog and the cat.
We're old.
Well, yeah, you got pictures and stuff.
And
I don't have a printed picture in my house other than what's on the wall.
I was a kid, pictures were physical things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have, and I mean, I used to take a lot of like 35 millimeter even after there was
Right.
digital. So I have lots of pictures and negatives. And then Adam's grandma loved to scrapbook so much. So we've got about 40 albums of like.
Did he get them all? Sisters didn't get any?
No. He got a small portion of them.
Oh, okay.
They have been doled out to everyone. There are so many. I feel like that must be all she did. Like, she must have just took pictures and then put them in these little albums, like, all day, every day. It's crazy. There's so
That's
many.
wild.
I mean, it's really sweet. And obviously, they have great documentation of their lives. I have, like, a couple of pictures from when I was a baby, you know.
Yeah.
So I packed all that stuff up. I learned a great lesson in that they're all loose, like the albums, and they were all up in the top of my closet. And I was like, okay, so these are going in boxes, like tubs in the garage where I can pick them up and put them in a car.
Yeah.
Because it took way too long. It was crazy. And then, yeah, I just grabbed like certain things. And I think probably because I have kids, like I have some things that are like more sentimental, you know, of like from when the boys were little and, you know, little things that like would mean things to them. So
Yeah.
I, you know, grabbed a lot of like that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, just packed clothes for a few days, computers, just the basics, like medicine and yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You didn't think about medicine?
I didn't think about medicine. Like I got food and stuff, but it was like, and of course, the first thing I packed because I have it in a tub is my pictures and stuff. Cause
Yeah.
I just assumed everyone had it. Forgot that there's a generation out there that.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I need to just scan all of this.
My mom probably, I mean, because my early childhood was still
Yeah.
in, like, pictures, but I don't have any of that,
Right.
so.
Yeah, see, and I'm like the keeper of anything, like any photos of my mom or like my brother and I when we were little, like I have that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure I will someday, but for now, my mom's got it.
so yeah, loaded up my car and then, so like that was all ready to go Thursday Thursday evening, I guess, when they started evacuating like parts of Chico. And then after Adam got home, we put some stuff in his car. Like, that was, not dire, but I was like, fuck this fire. It's not going to ruin Christmas. And so I have all my Christmas presents like already bought and in tubs already. And so I went and put them in his car. I'm like, so he's laughing at me. I was like, well,
Why not?
yeah, so did that kind of stuff and had everything packed up. And then so Friday when we went to work, I took my dog over to my parents' house because he's closer to where we were on that side of town. And then we decided we would just head out toward my brother's house since he's way out of the way if anything happened. But my cars are still packed, honestly. They just today lifted the evacuations on
32.
this 32 and everything. So I feel better about that now.
Yeah.
They're getting a little control over it. But I told Adam, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to unpack the cars until it rains. Maybe then I'll feel better.
Really, the containment line is
Yeah.
around us,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. But,
Right. Well, yeah, and they did a lot of back burning and stuff, so I think that we're, pretty safe. But then I'm like, until another fire starts?
Right.
Because we're still in red flag warning.
Yeah.
We still haven't had rain in now 215 days or whatever, And so I'm like...
It was rain at the beginning of October.
So what they consider rain that helps with vegetation is a half an inch.
Oh, we didn't get that.
So yeah, a
It
sprinkle.
was like a sprinkle.
Yeah, doesn't really count. So,
I mean, I'm fine with no rain, but not if this crap is gonna happen.
no. And it was so sad. I kept waiting for. I'm like, when is it gonna get cold? I'm so sick of it being hot. I want it to be fall. And then overnight, just. I mean,
freezing because we got a blanket of smoke.
yeah,
Yep.
just covering everything. So,
Yeah,
lots of smoke, lots to be thankful for,
Oh yeah,
an overwhelming amount of sadness.
I know. I gotta figure out how to get a kid's mask because adult masks do not fit my face,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything I've read about masks is if it
If
doesn't
they're
fit,
snug, right?
well, yeah, if it doesn't fit,
So
you might as
that-
well not be wearing a mask. It's really not stopping anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to get a kid's mask, but I couldn't find any to order on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. When I went and ordered them on Amazon, because obviously they're all out in the stores here.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything in sizes. They only
Yeah.
just had an adult size.
And they do not work. I can't see because they're in my eyelids.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge on my face. Ginormous.
I have a fat face, so I'm good. No, my problem is my glasses are always fogging up.
Oh yeah.
So I did get the ones with the little respirator thing on the front where there's the vent, so that helps a lot. But sometimes when I'm driving, I'll take my glasses off and I'm like, I can't see anything, and then I put them back on and they fog up, and I'm like, this is worse. So, I'm just driving around blurry.
Well, now the car I'm driving, Blake's, I put my air because I'm freezing, so I need to be warm.
Right.
I put on the recirculation or
Right.
whatever. I'm driving around and I keep looking down and it's off.
Oh, it kicks over.
Yeah, so I look it up and yeah, it's got it so that it turns off every 5 minutes in order to prevent the windows from fogging.
But no,
I'm
I
like,
want it to be.
if I want my freaking windows fogged, I have that option. Not you, Ford Fusion. There's no way to change it. There's no way to override it. So I just have to
Have you YouTubed it? I bet there's some hack out there.
Yeah, I mean, I looked a little bit and then I was just got really mad because I'm like, who decided that this was a thing?
Right.
People usually choose that mode. I don't just choose it for fun.
No, usually you want fresh air coming in the car.
Right.
I'm like, great, give me some fresh air.
I do it when I'm going to LA and I know I'm about to hit that freaking cow place and I don't want the smell of the cow place in my car. I only do it when it's necessary. So why is my car telling me when it's is or isn't necessary?
Don't get your your windows fogged.
I'm like so frustrated.
But do die from cancer
Right.
in 10 years.
Like, this is ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
pretty
crazy.
much, I don't go out very often. I go
I've
to work.
literally been like going from the car to the house.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Even today at lunch, I didn't even leave for lunch. I was like,
If I go to the store, I wear my mask in the store because it's
I don't.
the doors, like they have big, huge doors and they're constantly open,
Yeah.
you know?
I finally just got a mask like 3 days ago.
Dude. Well, yesterday and today were awful. They were two of like the worst
Yeah.
days because the wind stopped. So it all
Everything
started.
just settled. Yeah.
Yeah, and just think there are people literally camping because they don't have anywhere to go.
And getting norovirus.
I was about to
and
say, yeah.
God,
The
I
norovirus
know.
is going around there.
I'm so afraid for Blake. He's been working the window this whole week
Oh, wow.
with and helping all of the evacuees. I'm just
Yeah.
like, and I mean, let's be honest. The ones that are coming into the post office that change their address are the ones that have the least amount and have the least connections to people
Right,
with
right.
internet and whatnot, and probably are the ones in the Walmart parking lot getting norovirus that Blake is touching and exchanging
Right.
things with.
Oh, he just needs a big thing of hand sanitizer.
I know it's making me
Rubber
so
gloves
nervous.
and a mask.
It's making me so nervous. He doesn't take precautions, so he's
He's
a
a
man.
dirty boy.
I like because he hasn't been wearing his mask like when he's working the window either, and I'm like, okay, your doors are open all the time. There's people literally coming in and out of there all day long. And then so yesterday, was it yesterday or this morning when the air quality index got to like over 300, it was like 360 or whatever this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I like texted him a picture of it and I was like, please put your freaking mask on. This is so awful.
It's no joke. Yeah. And I mean, I think I'm like serious about it because I have breathing problems, you know?
Yeah,
And
that
so
does
I'm
not
like,
help.
I can't take chances. And I mean, I make the kids wear them, and
They
I
got little lungs.
made the pregnant girl at work wear it.
You
I
have
was
a
like,
pregnant girl at work too, and she like wants to go help people.
put your mask on.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, I want to go to like the things and whatever. I'm like, you need to just be really careful, please.
Yeah. Help.
Especially with norovirus and not a
Yeah.
good one to be pregnant.
Help.
And
There's lots of ways to help. There's, you know,
You can make sandwiches.
yeah.
or you'd be like me and you'd shut down and not help because you're too stressed.
Yeah.
I-
Well, that's
I-
the thing is so overwhelming. The first couple days I like was out everywhere trying to do so many things, didn't sleep, you know, it was still threat of fire in town, you know, so it's just like you're just mentally and physically fried, you know.
I went and donated a bag of clothes at the Elks Lodge, and like my goal for that was kind of like see what it was like there and see how I might fare.
Mm-hmm.
I do not do well in those situations
Yeah.
where the people, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's a freaking crisis, it's not going to be organized
Yeah.
and running super smoothly,
No, I saw it,
but it was freaking wild.
Yeah, just stuff piled everywhere.
And I was like, I don't think that I can do this and remain remotely sane.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, if you push yourself to the point of having a mental breakdown, you know, or burning yourself out, you're not going to be able to help anybody.
No.
So, after the first few days, I decided, like, okay, so you're going to at least do one thing for somebody every day, you know?
Yeah. That's the other thing. I know so few people in Paradise. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Everybody's
no.
finding out about all the millions of people they know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
I
know
am like, I don't know a single
lots.
freaking soul. And so like I feel like people are having such a easy time being like, oh, like this is my
Right.
friend, and they've got kids, I can buy all them clothes or whatever. Like, I don't know anybody. So like I asked the one person at work, like, do you need anything? But she's like, got everything under control. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know how to help people that I don't know.
Right. Any way you see.
So
There's lots of places to help.
I
Yeah.
tried to buy coffee for fire people. I was like,
you
hey,
can't.
can I buy you coffee? And they're like, no, because I was at Starbucks, and Starbucks was like, we're
No, they're
already giving it to them for free.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
You also can't.
what?
They won't let you. Starbucks like literally can't let you pay for a firefighter's thing because, or in like firefighter, they're not supposed to let you because somebody somewhere decided that means that like if you're doing that, you're like bribing them so that they'll save your house first or some crap.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. I've known multiple people that have like tried to buy.
What about
That's
paying
crazy.
it
How
forward?
lame.
Because then I at that point I'd be like, all right, I'm paying for the next.
That's why I just
1, 2, 3, 4, and just
save all
10 me people.
my Dutch Brothers cards, and then when you see somebody
Oh, yeah.
like this, once you get all the stamps and they're free, then I just give them to people when I see them because I'm like, here, get a coffee. Because then it's not like I'm doing it through the stand or anything, and they can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
Totally.
I mean, I think even just like being kind and helpful to people that you encounter is going to mean a lot because there's a lot of strain on people right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the people in town that have people staying with them, their lives are disrupted and everything's crazy. And
Yeah. We're at work. We're not doing it through work because we're not like a food place. So
Yeah.
Trish is pretty much buying all the food. We're just doing it at work because there's not a lot going on. But we're just like been making dinners every day for people that are like have families
oh, that's nice.
in their house.
Yeah.
Because I mean that really hit home for Trish because she's like, I had a part of my family stay with me for a month, and people don't realize how hard that is. You're buying like twice, if not more, than what you normally buy in
your
food.
food,
Your PG&E
your
bill goes
electric,
up.
your water, your
Right. And so she's like, if we can give them food every once in a while, then that's helpful. But
yeah, super helpful.
so that's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
Because we don't, it's not like our agency really has anything to like give people.
that you offer. That's
So
tangible, right?
it's like, what can we do? But Trish doesn't want the agency to like pay for the food and stuff because she's like, I don't want us to get sued because we're not like a kitchen that gets inspected and all that crap.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, it's sad that you have to worry about that.
I know. It's crazy. So we set up a couple of GoFundMe accounts for my gals at work just to try to help them literally help pay for food at the family's house that they're staying at.
Yeah.
Go buy a jacket, just little stuff to they have their job still and they're going to get insurance money eventually, but you have to tide over until and put money down on a rental and all this stuff. So I mean, we didn't set up accounts for crazy amounts or anything. It was just just a little bit to help them get going. We had so many people within our company that were offering to help, and so I kind of was like, okay, I have to channel this somewhere and organize this. So that was the simplest thing to do. And so that's been
Totally
great and helpful.
Yeah.
But in doing that, I've had, patients who are offering money to my staff to give to people that need it. And all these little things come up. And so we're trying to navigate that. And it's crazy. I mean, the corporate side of the company is going, well, technically you shouldn't have even set up the accounts because you're their superior. And I'm all this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't need pie charts right now. We need hearts. This is insane. But it's so sad there. I mean, there's so many people that are willing to take advantage of situations like that. And I don't have any concern for that with my situation at work. But yeah, I mean, there's already been reports of people setting up fraudulent GoFundMe accounts that don't even live around there and have done it at other places. And how sick of a human being do you have to be?
But I mean, it was, I was reading about a story that this is before the fire and everything, how a girl set up a GoFundMe for this homeless guy that like helped her on the side of the road. Like he gave her like the last bit of his money, and he's homeless, so he gave her the last bit of money so she can get gas to go home. So she set up a GoFundMe, and it made something ridiculous, like $100,000.
What?
And they were going to be kind of the people who set it up. They were going to be a kind of a controller, because apparently he was also a drug addict. And so they're like, hey, we'll give you some money. And then there was a big scam that happened that they were like, oh, they're stealing from him. And come to find out, the whole thing is a scam.
Yeah.
He
Never happened at all.
Exactly.
They just made something
these
up.
These people that just made it up.
Which, like, if you're going to donate to a GoFundMe,
should be someone you know.
You should, research that. Have it be someone you know. Or accept that your money might be going to some rando that's doing whatever with it.
Speaking of, actually, this is totally off topic, but just about things like sending money to people. With PayPal, when you send some money to like, if I got money from somebody, there's like no way they can take that back, right? Once it's like been PayPal to me.
Correct.
Okay.
That's not totally true, because I've PayPal'd, and then it was something I bought, and they never sent it to me, and I'd already paid them, and it'd been like a month, and so they did end up refunding it back to me. I don't know if they took it back from the people. I think PayPal has like a warranty thing or something, and so PayPal probably just refunded me.
Refunded you.
Yeah.
But because I'm selling something on Facebook and the guy paid me. But I'm just like afraid.
No, they can't.
I'm not really that afraid, but I just like.
No, once you've accepted it, it's yours.
Okay. Then I don't.
That's
I'm like, I thought I just was like.
PSA about PayPal
sure.
for everybody.
It's kind of like eBay. eBay's the same way.
Okay. Cool.
Once it's yours,
I'll send my mic. I sold my mic.
Your Yeti. Your Yeti.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, your mic? I have it right here. I sold mine a while back because my brother.
You know how much I just sold it for?
Huh.
Freaking $80.
Nice. That's
I
really
I bought it for
good.
$95.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Like a year
Good
and a half
job.
ago.
That's really good.
I always put things for higher than they really are. So.
Because you figure people are going to try to negotiate.
Right. And, so yeah, he just sent me $80. Well, he asked if I would be willing to ship it and then sent me $80. So I got to pay the $10 of shipping or whatever, but super not worried about it. Because the guy after him only offered me $60, so.
Speaking of negotiating, get this. So, sister-in-law Amber and I were going to have a yard sale last Saturday. The fire hit on Thursday. Everything's crazy. We decided not going to happen. We'll reschedule, I had already put the Craigslist ad up earlier.
People show up a bunch?
Earlier in the week. And I forgot to take it down amongst the chaos.
Right.
And we put no signs up. There was nothing outside. There were no people outside. The boys and I are like snuggled up on the couch watching a movie on Saturday morning in our full-on pink nightmare bunny pajamas. Somebody knocks on my door, and like my front window was wide open and everything. Like we have that big window in front.
Oh, right.
You can see right into it, right into our living room. Knocks on the door. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I like get up, go answer the door in my footy pajamas. And it's this old dude, and he's like, aren't you having a yard sale? I was like, no, we decided to reschedule. And at first I was like super confused, like, how did he even know I was having a yard sale? Like, and then I was all of a sudden my brain, oh, that's right, you put a Craigslist ad up. Crap. And he's like, well, your ad was still up. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I totally forgot that I had even done that. A lot has happened in the last couple days. Like, you know, it just slipped my mind. And his response to that was, shame on you. Who the hell? What the hell?
Was it like a cheeky shame on you, or was it like a?
It was like, I don't know how to be a grumpy old man, but it was like, well, shame on you. And I was just like, I'm so sorry.
Who's going yard sailing at that time?
Oh my God, the smoke that day was so horrific. Yeah,
Right?
oh my God. So I just was like, yeah,
That's crazy.
I'm really sorry. Okay, bye. And I closed the door. And I was just like, what just happened? So I text Amber and I'm like, explaining the whole thing to her. I'm like, who does that? Never in my life have I been like, oh, there's supposed to be a yard sale on this street. Driven down the street, not seen a yard sale, not seen a sign,
Come
not
up
seen
to the door.
people outside. Went up to the door, knocked, and then reprimanded the person who answered.
I came to buy some stuff. I'm going to buy something.
Excuse me. I demand to go through your shit.
Unless you some people post really specific items, or when they're posting their yard sale, they're
Right.
post pictures, and if you maybe if I really had my eye on this item,
I'm
and then
specifically selling this barbecue.
right, I'm sorry, I was really interested in that barbecue.
Do you still have it?
Are you done?
Yeah. Well, and that
That
the
would
thing.
be the only thing I would think.
My usual thing is that I'm rolling around at yard sales at 11 o'clock because I don't get out of bed early enough. And so I'm like, oh, they probably closed up shop already. I mean, this was 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, dude, we're obviously not having a yard sale.
Yeah.
I think posted times was 7 to 12 or something.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
like, okay. Really?
That's awful.
Our cars are parked in front of our house, obviously piled full of shit. There is stuff stacked up in the windows you can see because I had packed everything up in the cars to leave, And
I thought our house was burning down.
I'm like, who is this man? And so as I was closing the door and I was like, yeah, so sorry, bye. He literally asked me, so you're going to have it tomorrow?
Oh,
no.
he did not.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, no. And I just closed the door. Stop talking to me. What is wrong with people?
I wonder if it was the old man that was yelling at all the bank people the other day.
There's something.
Don't get me wrong, it was a long line. And yeah, there
it
are
is
only 2 or
not-
3 tellers.
It's not their fault that there's 2 or 3 tellers. Somebody called in sick. They had somebody get called to another branch. I mean, who knows what happened? It's not their fault.
He was like, I don't know. The one thing that does frustrate me about the bank a little bit is that there'll be a line, right? And then there are the salespeople that sit at the desks and do things. Why can't they be teller trained?
They probably are teller trained, but if you don't have a cash box that's signed to you that you are logged into, so you have to have a cash box that's assigned to you. And if you have control of a cash box, you have to count it every day and you have to do this and you have to do that.
Okay.
And so they don't have access to that.
The one thing they can do is if you're just depositing for checks. If that's all you're doing, that's
they usually
all
can just
usually
take
that'll
the deposit and they can
Write you-
handwrite a receipt.
Yeah. That's
For
what
you.
I've had done a couple of times.
I'll do that at Bank of America.
I
But they
hate
don't have any access to cash.
I'm like,
Yeah.
still, like I said, it only bugs me a little bit. Just when they're all just sitting around
Right.
because they're not
But I've
helping anybody,
been-
and there's a super long line.
I've been
But it's just I'm like, this is kind of annoying. But I figure there's a reason.
yeah.
But and I'm not like, excuse me, why are you all just sitting your asses over here? But this
Because
guy
they
did.
also have lots of things that they have to do every day. And while they are just sitting there, they're probably going through all kinds of stuff because they have quotas they have to meet. You have to sell so much and do all these reports. And I've been a teller and I've been a banker. So that's speaking from experience. I also get the same thing at my work right now. Like, we have people who will be like, how come it's taking so long? There's so many people of you here. And I'm like, yes, but certain people are trained to do certain things. And we have to do those in a certain order.
Right.
So while it looks like a bunch of us are standing around, we're waiting for, like, say we have a whole backlog of patients and the doctor got hung up with like a really complicated case. Well, so that might free up some people to not be like running,
Right.
And so they might stop and discuss something or whatever. And then people are like, you're just standing around.
Right.
Well, we can't do the doctor's job.
Mm-hmm.
Only he can do that.
Right.
Trust me, you don't want me poking you in the eye with a needle. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
I was gonna say.
We had this conversation at work a while back because one of the girls was just like, it's so disturbing. I can't handle it and everything. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, I could totally do it. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, totally.
Do they not know like your history?
Well, no, I know. And I'm like, yeah, it's just like one more time that I've realized like there are two kinds of people in the world. There are the kind of people who can cut into another human and the kind of people who can't.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a cut into another human kind of person. I mean, it definitely does take a certain personality. Like, a lot of people are gonna, even if it's to help them, are gonna be like, but yeah, I'm not gonna cut somebody open,
Yeah.
I totally would. I'd do great in Saw. No, I don't. Brad just gave the most horrible.
Hacking off your own body parts. I don't need this foot. There it goes.
No, I just say that as a joke. I've never seen any of those movies. They're horrifying. I can deal with like scary. I don't like torture.
That is honestly one of my like greatest fears in the entire world.
Is that you're gonna get kidnapped by that guy?
Well, not necessarily by that guy, but just like getting tortured.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're gonna take me, like I need to go. Like, slit my throat, shoot me in the temple, something. I need to die right away.
Right.
Chop, chop. You want to rip my fingernails off and shit? We got issues.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was just listening to a podcast about Whitey Bulger,
Oh.
and it was like his like sidekick dude they were interviewing, and he said that he had this guy that they went to get, and he was like choking him out, strangling him, like he had a garrote, like strangling him, and he's like, he asked the kid, which, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't like a child, but he was probably like, early 20s, just kid messing around in the mob that got on the wrong side of somebody. But he's like, he asked the kid, did he just want one to the temple? And the kid said yes. And so he just shot him right in the head. Like, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, that guy is getting strangled to death. And the guy goes, do you want me to just shoot you in the head? And he's like, yeah, please.
I 100%.
And I'm like, yeah, I can totally see that. Just get it over with. Like, be done. Let's not drag this out. Oh. No, it's fine.
Although in the first Saw movie, I was yelling at the guy a lot, the one of the kidnappers, because I was like, "Why don't you just break your foot and slip out? You could do it." But no, they're like, "We're gonna hack our foot off rather than break it."
Oh yeah, no.
Because they just had an ankle thing, and then they could have easily just gone out the door.
Could you break your own ankle?
Before I cut it off.
Yeah, before they
sure.
went straight to, well, this blade, it's not going to cut through the chains. I'm going to have to cut through my foot. Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and just break my foot, so I'll keep the foot, and it'll just eventually heal. Granted, it'll probably be a little messed up, but
At least you have a chance.
Yeah, at least I have a chance at
If
a
you
foot.
saw it off real nice and take it with you.
Yeah, but it wasn't. These aren't sharp, real nice. It's a rusty blade.
You'd be like, can you please reattach this?
Excuse me. Could someone?
It's like you lost a button.
How would you break your ankle?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. What kind of tool did they have to do that? Slam it on the concrete until
They were in like a giant bathroom, basically. They had a toilet, and
ooh, get the top off the
top
toilet.
But like what I'm saying is like
Smash.
I don't know how I would break my ankle.
so you just take like
The
the top
top
of the
off-
toilet,
porcelain
just
top off the toilet?
smash it right down on your ankle, like right in this area, so you're able to basically make your foot just straight, so you can just slip it off.
Oh, you need to break the top bone on your foot then maybe, so you can like bend it down.
I mean,
I'm gonna puke. I'm actually gonna puke. We need to stop.
and I thought if you're gonna go with worst, or like, well, I guess the second worst, why don't you just like cut like your heel off, not your whole foot, because they went for the whole foot. They're like,
Oh,
we're just
yeah.
taking this whole foot off. I was like, I don't
know if you're thinking real straight at that moment.
That's also probably very true.
No, that's true. They did have the like, one dude's family was being threatened while doing this, but it was like, hey, kill that guy that's in the same room with you, or but you have to get to the gun, and in order to get to the gun, you have to hack your foot off. And I was like, okay, there's so many things, and anyway, the movies just got worse from there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch them ever. My brother watched the first one and then like explained it to me much like you're doing, and I was like, I cannot. I just and I used to watch like pretty gory stuff, didn't bother me, but especially since I've had kids, I can't do like Saving Private Ryan.
You can't do that one?
No.
It's a classic. I like that.
No, I can't. I still like. Part of the problem is I have such a visual memory that like I can see things still. Like I can still see scenes from Saving Private Ryan, even though I don't want to, in my brain right now, just full on. And yeah, it's so hard to watch stuff like that because, especially like that, is a true story, and you start, or I do at least, start thinking about all those people and how they died so painfully and horribly, and they're somebody's children. I just go down this horrible.
Yeah, you're going down the wrong rabbit hole. This is a movie that you're supposed to be entertained by. No,
not in my brain, not at all. Yeah, it's been a hard one. So, I basically gave up on Thanksgiving. I can't even believe it's next week.
Yeah.
I am gonna cook some stuff and my kids are gonna be out of school, so I get to spend a lot of time with them, which is great. Thanksgiving used to be like one of my favorite holidays. I enjoyed it so much, and now I feel like it's just like this thing that happens real quick in between Halloween and Christmas. Like it's just a blur.
That is embarrassing to me.
Yeah.
It's such a blur, which I'm like, well, I
You're
appreciate.
the kind of people I can't stand, Tab. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and it deserves respect.
Well, no, but I'm saying I used to feel the same way, but now it's like it's just smashed in between these two things because literally they have Christmas stuff out in the stores 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah, I ignore all of that.
All the Halloween stuff's already gone.
Except for a night at Kirkland's. I couldn't really ignore it that night.
I really like Halloween. And I really used to enjoy Thanksgiving, but I feel like it's just getting sucked away from me. And I appreciate the day with the family and having, but it used to be a much bigger ordeal to me, and now I feel like it's just make some food and just chill.
Yeah, that's kind of how it got a lot worse for Trevor and I. It's just if we
Why don't you guys come over to Thanksgiving with us?
we might. I mean, we're not, because our grandparents our grandfather. He's like, why don't you come down here? It's like, and then I was like, oh well, we're thinking about it. And then he was like, yeah, so he's gonna start the beginning of the day going to his new girlfriend's house to have Thanksgiving. I'm like, I don't want to meet his girlfriend's family. I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna be.
Oh, come on.
At that point, well, because I know how that day's gonna turn out. It's gonna be, oh hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm going to go drink on the couch while watching a football game that's on with people I don't know.
Right.
And then from there, we're going to go to my aunt's sister's place, and it's going to be the exact same thing, but with children as well. So it's like, hey, Brad, let's go play fetch with our kids, because that's what Brad does. He plays fetches with other people's kids while drinks beer.
I think when you do it with kids, you call it catch.
I don't throw
Fetch?
it to them. I don't throw it to them. I throw it away from them and go get it.
Catch it in your teeth.
And then and then I have to, and then it's like, stay the night there, then drive all the way back for another 3 hours. And it's like, this is not appealing. Like, this isn't how I want to spend my Thanksgiving with.
Well, and whoever was
strangers.
like, let's do it on a Thursday. That will be convenient. Everybody ends up having to work around it, know? And so it's like, you can't really travel for it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, do we really need to celebrate how we fucked the Native Americans?
I don't think about that.
I don't either, but I mean...
It was the time of peace at that point.
Oh, right.
We all sat down we gave...
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Luckily, my boss always gives us the day after off, which is really nice. And
Yeah,
I'm really
that's-
grateful for that because not a lot of people get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would actually rather trade that. This year she gave us Christmas Eve off, which she doesn't normally.
Yeah.
But I would much rather work Friday after Thanksgiving and have Christmas Eve off because we usually do a lot of stuff. Like, that's when my parents have things. So I'd rather have Christmas Eve off than the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But this year I have both the day after Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve
That's
off, which
nice.
is awesome.
Yeah.
But we're not looking, I mean, Blake's family split up. His
Right.
parents split up. So we used to have to divide the holidays into 2 families, which was difficult enough. 3 families is
Really hard.
insane. And it's very easy when everybody lives in different towns to be like, oh, we're going to do
Sorry.
this family for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, this family for Christmas.
But when they're
We
all
don't have
here,
that luxury because
they
it's
want
like
to see you.
legit like choosing favorites if we decide, and like people like sisters are angry with dads and all this
Yeah.
crap is happening, and I'm like,
That's why you're married now, and you say, hey, we're going to have our own Christmas.
I did
or
that.
Thanksgiving.
But 1 year before I even had kids, I was like, I'm having Thanksgiving at my house. Y'all can come.
my problem with that, it would be easy if it was just like my parents, Blake's parents,
Right.
but my mom has her whole family over,
Right.
and I can't have that entire family plus
Yeah.
all of ours in my 800 square foot
Yeah.
Everyone, backyard.
Smell the smoke. So, yeah, I'm not yet at a place that I can do that.
Christmas is nice when you have kids
well-
because you can straight up just be like, yeah, so we're going to be at home opening Christmas presents
Yeah.
and y'all can come by.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, our family always does everything on Christmas Eve too, like my dad's side.
Right.
So, and it used to be more that like actually my dad's side of the family did stuff on Christmas Day and my stepmom's side of the family did stuff on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I feel weird calling her my stepmom, but I'm just trying to explain.
Explain the family
Yeah.
dynamic. I was thinking, I'm like, I don't think I've ever called her that, but
No. So we would, do both sides like that. But over the years, it's just kind of all melded into Christmas Eve for everybody because, we've all grown up and have kids and stuff. And we want to be at home on Christmas morning with our children and doing stuff. So,
yeah, typically, we do like my family on Christmas Eve and Blake's on Christmas Day, and that made it so easy.
yeah,
Now I have no idea what this year is going to look like.
it gets kind of crazy.
And Christmas is less, I mean, again, it's still 2 days, so we could still do Blake's family on Christmas. Just do
Split it up.
earlier at 1 late, and I think that's what we did last year. But
Yeah, I was going to
Thanksgiving,
say,
like,
we used to do breakfast with one, and then we would do dinner with another.
Right. So Christmas will probably be fine, but
I feel really bad for poor Adam because I'm like, well, I'm going to be here for the holidays. You can do it. I'm like not opposed to you going to your families and spending them, but I'm going to be here. No, we usually try to set something up so we like do something because they all have the same problems, you know.
right.
They're, you know, married and other people to see and different things. And so we kind of try to set something up usually the week before Christmas on a weekend or in between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of times we'll do like family dinner and exchange presents and all that stuff with his side of the family. But
Well, and then part of me wants to be like, okay, why don't we just pretend like our parents live far away and just tell one, like, we're going to do Thanksgiving with you and we're going to do Christmas with you. And I'm like, actually, no. Like, I want to be with my parents on both of those holidays.
yeah.
Like, they are fine and they didn't do anything wrong. I can't take a holiday away from them.
Right.
I think my mom would, like, get it, but...
Oh, yeah.
Just wait until your parents move away from you. My dad's in Michigan. My mother's in Alaska.
Peace out.
I don't think they're going anywhere. I'm, like, pretty sure no way.
Yeah.
My dad does not travel, even. He's not going to leave.
He did go to Oregon one time.
He did go to Oregon recently to see his brother.
I need to spend more time in Oregon.
Oregon's pretty nice.
I used to go up there every year on Labor Day and visit family and stuff, but I haven't been up there in years. And there's so many like cool, cute little things and different stuff that I always see that I'm like, we need to go to Oregon.
Yeah.
Everything, I don't know. On this side of the country, everything's just so far away. I'm always like, oh, we could just go over to the next state over. 6 hours later, you know? It's like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have anything like even close.
No.
Because even that way, it's not like an easy drive. You got a mountain range you got to get through.
Yeah.
Get to Reno.
Oh, yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. It's pretty, it's a trek anywhere you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Although at this point, I am really like, especially this fall, it's just been so warm and so dry. And I'm like, I can't keep living like this. And I was telling Adam, I'm like, we need to move somewhere else. And he's like, the whole world's doing this. Like, the whole world's getting warmer and drier. And I'm like, but we can go.
You don't like a white Christmas with a layer of ash on the ground?
Literally, like, making tracks in it the other day. I was pushing the cart at Target, and it was making little tracks in the ash.
So awful.
It's not a white Christmas. It's like a gray Christmas. It's crazy. But yeah, he's just like, it's happening everywhere. Like, it's going to keep happening. And I'm like, yeah, but we can go north.
Go to Portland. It's always rainy there, so if it's drying up, it'll just be semi-rainy.
Right. That's what I'm like thinking. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Go to the town that Twilight is set in that is like never sunny ever.
Sparkly vampires. Like one day a year, that's when they all get to miss school.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're 400 years old. This is my thing with Twilight. Why did they keep interjecting themselves into high school? Find a different lane, you creeps.
Well, because they still look like they're in high school.
Yeah, but do they?
Well, okay. They look like Hollywood high school.
Yeah, I'm like, and even in the books and stuff, it was like they were old enough to be like in, you know, their 20s. Like, go get a job, you loser.
Okay, what if they look like Michael Cera?
Oh.
You don't know if he's in high school. You don't know if he's an adult.
But
what about Andy Milonakis?
Oh, God.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, you've got to. He's the little short, midgety, chubby guy that...
I don't think that's politically correct.
Have you ever seen...
I don't think he's an actual midget, so...
Have you ever seen the movie Waiting?
That's definitely not politically correct.
As I was saying it, I was like, this doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that's
This
not the
isn't
thing.
right.
That's not the thing to say. I don't think he's actually a little person.
Have you ever
He's
seen
a
the movie
normal-sized
Waiting
human.
with Ryan Reynolds? And
There's no such thing as normal. I
Justin
know
Long.
of the movie Waiting.
He's in that. He also he was on, I can't remember what show. He
You
was on
guys,
the
I
Andy
literally have the world
Milonakis.
at my fingertips here. I
Yeah,
could
okay.
just look him up.
He had a show called the Andy
Andy
Milonakis
Milonakis
show.
yeah.
And he legit,
I don't
it was
watch
the number one
that.
worst show of all the entire lifetimes. This was before people didn't watch TV, though, Tab. Like, this was a long time ago. When people still
He's
watched-
42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
But he
why do we
does
not think this man is a man?
Because all throughout most of his life, he never looked like a man.
Okay,
looked like
I need to
like
Google
a child.
image more. Because the picture I just saw.
No, you need to watch, like, a thing of him. Because he acts, I think, more childish even than he looks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like him with glasses I don't recognize at all, but him without glasses looks familiar.
Yeah, I would not tell you he wore glasses.
There's most of the
Was
pictures
he?
have glasses.
He was on the Man Show a lot too, wasn't
Yes,
he?
I think he was.
He was the little
Little
kid
bo-
from the Man
Yeah.
Show? Okay.
The Man Show. Oh, my gosh.
Wow, that was a time.
That
Yeah.
was a time, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel and
He used to be able. It's disturbing because I love Jimmy Kimmel and like I respect his like stance on stuff, and it's real disturbing to think back that he got his start on a show where girls just danced around and jiggled their boobs.
jumped around and on
Yeah, there was a
trampoline.
lot of jumping. Yeah.
He is so interesting to me. It's so surprising to me that he's made it so, like, I like him, don't get me wrong, but he's got to have the least amount of personality of, like, any human, I feel like. He's so
He's
just,
very
like,
like deadpan.
flat.
Yeah.
Just, like,
Mhm.
and, like, he's funny. Like I said, like, I like him. It's not like I don't like him, but he's just so...
Yeah, but what is it about him? Yeah, because you think like Jimmy Fallon is like a goofball.
Wild.
Yeah.
Even David Letterman, like, had something, you know what I mean? He's
Uber
not,
nerd?
he wasn't, yeah, he wasn't, like, wild or anything, but he, like Jimmy Kimmel, I just feel like it's just so meh.
Yeah, that is very true. I never thought about it much. But, I mean, I'm sure he probably, like, has more personality. It's just, like, nuanced.
Right.
You know?
That could be too, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because I listened his podcast with Dax, like, it wasn't like I was super bored the whole time. Like, he was just so dull.
Yeah, no, it's just that he's not. I think celebrity types tend to be the kind of people who are like, "Hi, I'm in your face," because obviously, people who are like, "No, I don't really want to be in your face," don't go like looking for the spotlight, you know.
Right.
So, I think he just kind of stands apart from the crowd
Yeah.
because he isn't super in your face. But yeah, he is really. I think he's super funny,
Yeah, no, I
and
like
he's
him.
very like. He's like witty, and he's very kind-hearted.
Yeah, yes, he is a nice guy.
So he's enjoyable to watch, I think.
Yeah. I used to watch so much late night TV, and
Me too.
I haven't. I mean, I'm asleep way before
We're old
midnight,
now.
so
yeah,
that's
I used to
probably
watch.
why.
late
The only
night
time I'm up
TV
late is
'cause
on
I-
the weekends when they don't have it.
Right, I'm like I used to watch late night TV, like because I was in college and I was, you know,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to get up early and whatever, and also I could still get up early and I didn't feel like I was dying.
Yeah.
I literally feel like I have a hangover if I just like don't get enough sleep.
But they had good shows back then. I mean,
What?
worth staying up to watch and stuff.
Conan is epic. I love Conan.
I really like Conan too.
And
I
I
also
don't stay up to watch that.
really liked Craig Ferguson.
Oh yeah, I never
Hmm.
really watched him, but he's funny.
I went and watched his show live twice. That's how much I loved him.
Ooh.
I mean, it was also when I was living in LA, so it was really easy to go.
Yes.
But he was
Did you
the-
go to any other things like that?
No,
That's funny.
I did go to. I didn't go to the taping of Jimmy Fallon when I was in New York, but I went to. He does this thing beforehand, where he like tests out a bunch of jokes that they like
Mhm.
wrote, and then so it's like his testing audience. If nobody laughs, they don't use a joke that night. So I went to that
Oh,
when
that's
I was
cool.
in New York. that.
So you were a guinea pig
I was a Jimmy Fallon guinea pig. And it was like at the very beginning of like his...
when he first started his late night.
Yeah, because it was in 2010. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was fun.
I've been to some live podcasts.
And been interviewed on the news about it.
Oh, lordy.
Mhm.
Yeah, have we even chatted My Favorite Murder?
No.
No.
Oh,
It's been a while.
it has been. Maybe we should save it for next time.
Okay.
I'll write it on my notes. Well, Christmas cards are going. And by the time you'll hear this, you should be having yours in the mail.
If you made
It's
my 50
too
cutoff
late.
list.
Oh no, I was telling them to get theirs in the mail. Mail them.
Oh.
Mail your Christmas cards, people. Before it's too late. It can be the size of a place card. No one will care.
Nobody.
Yeah. So, we'll see then. Hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving.
That's so weird.
Why? Because I'm saying it past tense.
Yeah.
And
And a happy new year.
yeah, that's coming too. Drink up.
You have craft to do, motherfuckers.
Bye-bye.